afternoon. This is Dawn Harrison with Create28 and Create with Confidence. And today I'm going to do a design team project with Scrapbooking with me. And this is February's Kindness is Free digital kit. Sorry. And these are some of the papers from that. You've been seeing the other ladies working with that throughout the month. So I'm using some of these papers from the design kit, but I'm also using some book pages, and I'm using some papers from the Italian Courtyard kit. So just to show you some of these pages, these are from the Italian Courtyard, and I love the flowers and the butterflies and just the bright summer images that they have like that. I just love it. Especially today, it's a rainy day here in western North Carolina. It's a good day to be inside doing something. So I figured I'd go ahead and do this video and do it with something that's very, very cheerful. So with these pages, with all the florals on them, I thought they would go great with the Kindness is Free digital kit. So this is what I'm going to be working with. So grab some papers. They can be from the kit. They don't have to be. Just grab some pretty papers that you've got. Grab some book pages. Grab a file folder. If you don't have a file folder, go ahead and get probably 3 pages of cardstock. And of course some scissors, and if you have a cutter, that'd be great, a ruler, and glue, because you're never going to need lots of glue for this. And I'll see you in a minute. So what I want to do is just make that even. So I'm going to cut it right along here. Okay, so now I've got it flush right here. And this is approximately, it's close to 12 inches long. Yeah, it's about 11 and a half inches. So what I want is maybe about 5 inches. So let me go over here, and I'm going to cut this at 5 inches. And I'm going to cut another one at 5 inches. Okay. So I've got 2 cut at 5 inches, and that leaves me with a scrap that is about 1.5 inches long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that scrap and I'm going to cut out a piece that is 5 inches. Okay. I'm just going to slide this out of the way for a second. Okay. Now, no measuring here. We're going to take one piece, and I just want to fold it back. So I'm going to fold it back to match the corners so that it's flush with that. I'm going to take something and just score, just not scoring that, but folding it. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so you've got an M. I'm going to do the same thing on the other piece. And I'm not going to worry about this little piece right here that's not all the way touching, because it's just that little rounded corner. I'm not going to worry about that. And we're going to do the same thing here. Okay, so we've got another M. Okay. So now we want this piece and this piece. And we're going to put them together like so, so that when they're together, this opens up like this. And this one opens up like this. Okay, so that means that we're going to glue this piece, these two pieces together. And there's that little end that we're not going to worry about. So I'm going to glue this so that it's going to be a pocket. You can make it a front pocket or a top loading pocket or side loading pocket. I think I'm going to make it a top loading pocket. So I'll just run my glue along the bottom and the sides here. And smush it together. Okay, so we have our look like this. Okay. And now what we're going to do is glue these pieces here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to open up. This is the one we just glued. I'm going to make a, you can either make a top pocket or no pocket. I'm going to make another top pocket here. And glue that. Open that up. And do another top pocket. Okay, so this is the base for our little book. We've got an opening, and then we've got this page, which is a pocket, this page, which is a pocket, this page, which is a pocket, and the back cover, just like that. And we're going to cover this in a minute, and then this is going to work for our binding, if you want it. Okay. So if you want to, you can round the corners now. You don't have to round the corners. You can round the corners after you get the paper on. We're not using cards. I'm not using cardstock. If you were using cardstock for your paper, like this, then I would say go ahead and round the corners so that you don't have to worry about cutting through so much. So I've just printed this on copy paper, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. So let's go ahead and grab while we're at it here, let that glue dry for a few minutes. Grab some book pages, or a book page. I've got a big sheet of paper here. Grab that. Grab a glue stick, or if you don't have a glue stick handy, which I don't know where mine has jumped off to, just take some glue. And we're going to glue these two sheets together. If you have double-sided scrapbook paper around, you don't have to do this. You can just use your double-sided scrapbook paper. If you don't have any, though, this is a great way to use some book pages. All squished out. Squished out that way. Let's set that aside. And let me get a sheet of the here's another sheet of the paper from Kindness is Free. Let's use one of those. And I'm going to do the same thing. You can see this book page just about covers this piece of paper right here. If you have smaller book pages, you can go ahead and use 2 of them. Just lay them side by side. We're going to make some nifty little pockets using these. Set that aside. So here's an example of one of the pockets that I've made using the book page and one of the pages of the Kindness is Free kit. So let me just get something here. So we've got a pocket there, you have a pocket there, you have a pocket there, you have a pocket back here, and then if you put it in, you can either have a pocket here or you can have a tuck there. So they're fun to use. Okay, so there's 2. Let me grab some smaller book pages here. And here's 2 smaller ones I've got. Oops. So if I had two smaller ones, what I'd do is just overlap them a little bit. Like so. And squish those out. Okay. So I'm going to trim her back here. And I'm just going to trim off these edges. Like so. Okay, so that they're like this now. You want to keep it a rectangle shape. And that glue's still wet on that one. Set that aside, and let me just get these out of the way. If you want to, you can save these and use them for a master board. So some of them are good sized scraps to use. Just put those aside. Okay. Start with one. So we want the decorated side on the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it so that these two peaks are about even. Okay. They don't have to be even, just about even. And then I'm going to fold it in. And I want this to be about 3.5 to 4 inches wide. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't want more than 4. So fold that in like that. And then you just tuck this into that. And you can keep these if you want to, but what I've been doing is just cutting them off. I make cards, and when I make cards, I leave those points up when I use them for cards. And then just come in and glue the bottom there. So I'm going to do the same thing for these other two. Okay, so we've got these done now, and I'm just going to set them aside for a few minutes and get this back. So this is going to be our cover, and these are our pages. So now what we need to do is decorate our pages and get any glue that's stuck on unstuck. And this is kind of thick, but not as thick maybe as I would like it to be. So it's up to you. Since this isn't a real big book, thick book, I'm not going to worry about backing this with chipboard or anything. I don't think. I'm going to think about that some more. So let's get our pages in here. I'm going to measure this. Is going to be just a little over 4 and 1/16 it looks like by 5. And I think I do want to go ahead and sponge these. So let me just do that. And since we've got these as pockets, let me go ahead and put thumb holes in them. Okay, got that done. So let's figure out what we want for the outside. Covers here, that side. Ooh. Let's see, that one's a little big. There's a smaller one. I love it. That'll fit on that. Don't quite have that centered there, so let's try this. I'm going to cut it right at 4. By 5. And I can trim it down a little bit more if I want to. Set these aside. And I love this. Ooh, the butterflies, butterflies. Oh, I really like that window too. I have an idea for that. That's cute. Okay, let's do that one. So we want it at 4. And 5. And that'll be our back. Okay. And just cut these out. wanting to get that window there. So that'll be one of my inner pages. A little bit too much there. Okay. Wouldn't that make a great pocket? Just happen to have a piece of paper here. Got my glue stick that had taken off, hadn't really taken off on me. Just set that for there. A little bit less than 5. I'll just trim that by hand. Let's see what we got there. I don't know if that's even or not. Let's see. Nope, doesn't look like it is. There we go. Okay, sometimes I'm an idiot. I was thinking 5 that way, but I need that 4. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take some off of here. Ooh. I really like those and I like that, so let's see, a little less than 4. Okay. And I saw this and thought, ooh, side tuck. So let me do this. That would be where the 5 inches comes in. got a little side tuck now. Okay. Got that little piece there. I know it's not even. I'll even it up in a minute. Just get excited sometimes. And I have a tag punch floating around. There, just make a tag out of that. Okay. So we've got a couple pages. We got the front and the back in a page. And give me the back page. How wide is this? Low 4. Okay, let's do this. I'm not sure if I want that. I'll save that for something else. See what else we got here. Save that for something else.
I love these flowers from kindnessisfree. Let's do this. Oh, we're doing kitty's back. Come right out about 5. And go to about 4. And that will be our back page. Right there. This will be a good writing page. I know, decisions. Our writing page. Another writing page here. Let's use this one. From kindnessisfree. Got some book pages in here. Okay, so here's 2 book pages. Like that. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3 more pages that we need. lined up right. 4. I'm not going to cut that. Maybe there's something else there. Okay. Let's see what's here. So that's 2 more. Just need 1 more. Got this one right here. It's got some pretty flowers. Some kindness is free. 5. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. There we go, this is the front. And this one's the back. I think I just want to trim it just a touch. So I'm just going to glue. I may end up having to trim all these a little bit, but that's okay. I'm trying to get the glue down to the edges and the corners there. Trim before I put in there. I may regret that. Yes, I will regret that. So let's take these out and trim them a little bit. So that one in there. Sorry, I'm going outside the line of sight here. I don't mean to be. A little glue in this pocket here. not sure about that one yet, so I'll just leave that right there. Yeah, I probably should have done this when I... Probably should have done that after I put the paper on. Oh well. Live and learn. Okay, let me glue this. Get the edges here. And there. Yeah, I'm going to be cutting this out. Just slide that in there. Like so. Put this in here. Right there. Just start getting closer. That one right there. Okay, we need to go back in and redo our holes here. Add this little side touch here. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Okay, so we'll just add it to this side. problem whatsoever. Okay. Now we've got some pockets that we made. Floating around here someplace. So let's go with them. Okay. So I think oops, that one there. And I don't want to glue this down, so I'm just going to glue it from right here. Right here. I'm going to glue that part. And right here. And make it a side tuck. Okay. So we've got a pocket here, 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 this pocket here, and the side tuck here. Writing space here. Space here, pocket, pocket, writing space. And I'm going to do another one here. I think I'll do, both of these have these pink flowers in them. I like that one better with it, because it has the browns and the browns there. And I'm going to make a side tuck out of this one too. Just make sure I've got it right. I'll glue it right there, right here, right there, right there. Actually, I guess I could glue it right here. I just don't want it glued right here, I don't think. I did that, I couldn't tuck it in right there. Decisions, decisions. Okay, so let's put that in there. Hold that down a little bit. Let's put this to the side. Okay. And you can accessorize these. You can put lace down here. That'd be really pretty. Let's do that. So we've got like this. And now we just need to put our border on. Okay, here's my piece for that. And I think I'm going to use that piece right there and use this. So we've got an inch and a half.
Okay, so let's do about 1/4 of an inch. Really wanted my spine to be a little bit bigger than that. Okay, so let's do that. And that'll look good. Okay. So now we've got that done. Get that folded. Put that in the center. Now let's get this nice and glued up. going to cut this just a little bit bigger because I kind of want this to wrap around so that it doesn't get banged up too much, I guess. Okay, and then let's ink it up. Ew, that sounded terrible. And let me get out a little bit of lace here. Just barely cut that long enough, didn't I? Yes, kitty cat. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of lace. On the front here. And get this all nice and glued up here. I just want the lace peeking through a little bit. Okay, need some bigger clips. We can just hold it for a minute. Okay, and we can add some more lace and ribbon to our pockets on the inside. I hate when that happens. Had a little glue accident there, right there. Have to add a little label there or a flower or something to fix that, but it can be fixed. Okay. So let's let this dry and then we can go in and decorate it.
It is time to decorate. I remember that I had gotten this colorful package from Scrapbooking me, back in December or January when I had ordered one of those large large boxes that had all these goodies in it. And usually, since I don't use bright colors and stuff, I had put it aside and hadn't used it. So I thought about that and I thought, this has a lot of colors in it, and I bet some of these would absolutely look adorable in there. So like these pinks with the so beautiful and the hearts and the blues and the greens. I've just got some lovely things in here. So I'm going to pull out some of these and use them. Check these out. Love this the most. So there are all sorts of really cool things in here. Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. So is that. So I've got those, and I have some tags that I had made and some journaling cards that I had made using a masterboard from book pages and scraps. And I've got even more scraps to use. So I can use some of those. And I talked about decorating. You know, put this little bit of lace there. But I also thought decorating, put some things right here. And usually when I do them, I'll go ahead and sponge them, but I didn't do that this time. So I'm just going to grab some lace and might put some, maybe there. I'm going to have to get out some pair of scissors. Crazy cat. Not sure what she's doing now. Yeah, put some right there too. Okay, so let me just... some right in here. That one right there. And I think I might just do the same thing right here. That slit in there. And let's see, I saw something. And I pulled it out because I just thought that would be cute right there. I'm just going to put that right there. Just like that. And then, in that pocket here. That looks too big. That seems size, yep. Let's see what we got here. here. Just throw that one in there like that. And then put you in here. Just like that. Slide you right there. Slide you there. Slide you there. It's a little heart. Oh, there's a little ticket. A little ticket right there. Let's take that out and put this in. Okay. And then we've got something right here. Let's see what else we got in here. That was too big. That's a nice size. These are nice sizes. I like that. There's a pocket. I'm in pockets right now. That might be a little bit too big. A little too big. Once I put them down, I could do that. Let me think about that. What's that here? There's more. Here, one of those butterflies. Okay, right there. Alright, that little ticket there. Oh no, I'm making a mess. Okay, what is this? I have no idea. Let's just pop that in there. And have it sticking out some. Okay, the balloon. And let's see what else. I've got this ticket tag here. Something a little bigger. Not this here. And go back here. Ooh, you know what? I forgot to put something in here. Put that there. And let's do... What is it? Smaller ones. And I just made a mess. Okay, okay. Put that one right there. Okay, yeah, so we can do something there. A little tight there. That'll work. Tight. Paper coming loose here, I need to fix. Just add a little bit of glue there. It's a little too long, so let me cut some of this off. Let me try it again. Okay, we got that one pretty well full. Just put a little something in the pocket there. And we got this pocket. And we got this. And we've got the cat coming up here now because she wants to check things out. Put that there. And let's put a little tag in there. Like a little, right in there. I like this guy. Let's see. And a tag. Let's just trim some up off here. Oh, I got something in there. 1, 2, 3, okay. Put that in there. And some ribbon. Thought I brought some pink ribbon here with me. I'm not seeing it, so let's do some green. I'm gonna cut that tag too short. Okay, let's put that in there. And we got this little tag here. No, it just comes right out. That's convenient. Let's put this here. Pop it back here. Put something right there. Just gotta fix that little spot. The dream chaser. And some other things in here. Love this, that's what I want to see. Love this. Please let me find my daughter. Look at this. Nice round. We're just going to cover that little boo-boo up. Just like that. So I'm going to get some ribbon here. And just attach this. Like so. Just messed up. Like that. Like that. Just turn it in a little bit. Okay, let's see what else. So right here, we've got a tag right here. Isn't this opened up? Let's do this. Let's switch this too. This one. Like that. I wish I knew what I did with that pink stuff. Okay.
Oh, just stapling this little bit of lace onto this, like so. And there you have it. Pull that out a little more. Trim that off. Let that pull out. That to right on, that to right on, because that pulls out. That thing right there. Got stuff in here. Got that tag. Got that. In the back. And I made a complete mess of my desk. I think I'll add a little more lace there. And I won't close it up right now because it needs to dry. So I hope you like this. And I hope you'll make one for yourself or for a friend. Thank you.